Class is in session, Professor J here, and if you have a pulse, you're aware that Fall Guys is the game that's kind of setting the internet on fire right now. And with any sort of game that's super popular, there's going to be some divisive opinions out there. So I thought I'd lay all that to rest with one definitive video giving a tier list of all the different events in Fall Guys. Of course, we're all going to have different opinions, and be sure to let me know how you would rank them differently in the comments section below. Alright, Toad, what do you think, buddy?
Yahoo!
Let's take a look at that tier list.
Block Party's not that bad of a game. The only way you get screwed in Block Party is if you start messing with other people, or you get your feet caught underneath one of the wooden beams and they just drag you straight off the side. Other than that, pretty fair game. In terms of fun, it's alright. I guess it's a B tier. It pops up and you don't hate your life, but at the same time, how many people are actually celebrating? The only fun part of Block Party is when the little boxes of death pop up every now and again. Gate Crash. Gate Crash is one of those games where it actually hurts sometimes. You time one thing wrong, and then you're just getting destroyed at the same door over and over again. People just flood over you, you get stuck, and I mean, the great equalizer, I guess, is the big jump at the very end. That's kind of skill-based. It tests basic timing stuff, but one little mistake could be the end of everything. I guess I'd put Gate Crash at like a C. It's fine. It's nothing to really get excited about, you know what I'm saying? DoorDash is one of those games where it's not really skill-based. If you get screwed early on, you're just kind of screwed. I put that at D tier. There's no real skill to it. You get overwhelmed and covered in people, and it's awful. Egg Scramble's okay. I don't dislike it as much as some people. It's really all about defense as long as you're not the team that's in last. You just have to stand at your own goal and keep people from getting out with your gold eggs in particular. But it's not super fun. I put it at C, I suppose. Fall Ball is actually a pretty fun game. I started out hating Fall Ball. It was super obnoxious. But now that they've balanced it so it's always even number of people going in, and I know where the balls spawn, and you can kind of get your headers straight in and stuff like that as the balls spawn, it's decently fun. I put that at a B tier. It's okay. Fall Mountain, this is the first of our final round ones. Fall Mountain is a pretty fair game. You can see the balls coming, you can see the things spinning before you get there. The only thing that keeps Fall Mountain from being like S tier perfect final round game is the crown floating up and down. You can be the first one to the end by a good 5 or 6 seconds and still just be standing there. I have lost rounds of Fall Mountain because the crown wasn't ready when I was there first, and that kind of sucks. I'll put it at B tier, actually. That sucks a lot. I put it at B tier. Slime Climb. Slime Climb was the last game for which I ever qualified. It's legitimately difficult, and people kind of swarm the same areas. Everyone tries to jump on the Dorito at the beginning. Don't act like you don't. You have those monsters who stand on the tubes like they are the equalizer. They are the great decider, the murderer of beans. This guy's out here like, I have cleared, and now none shall pass. It's fun though, and every part of it is different. I'd say it's a B tier game. Fruit Shoot. Fruit Shoot's fun unless you get screwed. You get screwed early on in Fruit Shoot, enough people are just going to hug the side and run straight up that there's really no coming back from it. Watching other people get destroyed in Fruit Shoot, super fun. Playing it yourself, kind of a bear. Put that as a C tier. Hit Parade. Hit Parade's actually pretty fun. I like just about every part of Hit Parade. Even the giant balls swinging back and forth. Don't take that out of context. You get knocked off to the side once or twice, and you'd never want that again, because that's almost a surefire no qualification. But the other parts of it are pretty good. I put that at a B tier. I know what you're thinking. We've seen no S's, no A's, no F's. Why not? They're coming. Wait for it. Hexagon is a pretty solid game. I've only won Hexagon, I think, once or twice. Some people out there have a lot more patience than I do, and it takes a lot of really good planning, too. Even if you carved yourself a nice piece of territory on an upper level and you're bouncing systematically from spot to spot, it doesn't matter if the people underneath you are eating up what's left of the level. So you need to make sure that you're positioned above places that are actually going to allow you to continue participating in a viable way. It's a good game. I'd put it at A tier. It actually does. It's a good test of skill. It's not luck-based, really, except for the fact that other people can screw you, but, whatever. Hoarders. I don't like Hoarders. Any team-based game in here, if you are paired with people who suck, there's not much you can do when you're a team of like 8 or 9, and only 1 or 2 people actually know what they're doing. I don't think it's F tier. It's D tier. It's bad. Hoopsie Daisy. This game I didn't get for a long time, and then when I finally got it, I'm like, why am I not playing this game all the time? Hoopsie Daisy is super fun. You have the fact that the hoops kind of appear and disappear all over the place. You have your golden hoops, you can get really hype about that. I'd say Hoopsie Daisy is an S tier. I friggin' love it. I have a great time every time. Even if I'm losing at Hoopsie Daisy, it's still kind of fun. Jinxed. It's kind of an awkward one because it's a very delicate subject for the time, you know, spreading a communicable disease. And that's your goal. You want to spread the disease as much as possible while not getting it yourself. Sounds like some evil Illuminati stuff. The game itself is pretty fun. You have you have your 2 big spinny areas. People like to hide on the spinny area. Oh, nobody's gonna come over here. Nobody's definitely doing exactly that on both sides. It's pretty fun for what it is, and especially it gets super hype when you're the last one or one of the last 2 or something on your team who's not infected, and you realize that, you know,
You're all that stands in the way of sure defeat.
I don't know if I'd say it's A tier. It's definitely B tier though. Jump Club. I love Jump Club. Jump Club is super fun. You don't even have the stress of Jump Showdown, but people still somehow, I don't understand how people get eliminated on Jump Club. Like I legitimately, I have no idea. I don't think I've ever been eliminated in a round of Jump Club. It's cute, you know, you can run around with it, you can grab people, you can shove people, you know, you can take people down with you if you see someone who's hacking or something like that. That's easy enough. Jump Club is S tier for me. There's no argument. Jump Showdown, I'm also going to throw it straight up into the S tier. You have a lot more at stake. It's exciting. You have the platforms dropping out. The speed really gets there. And it also tests whether or not you're able to use your spatial reasoning to kind of figure out when the top and the bottom bars are going to align. You know, do I need to run away from the bar so I can get that gap, or do I need to go towards the bar so I can get it while it's still there? Perfect match. This is a bit of a sensitive one for me. My memory sucks. If you guys have watched the Clubhouse Games episode with matching, you know that my memory is straight garbage. But at the same time, there are plenty of people who have never been eliminated on this. Most of the people who get eliminated here are either not paying attention or screwing around and grabbing one another and getting shoved off the edge. I don't know, Perfect Match seems like it's a game for kindergartners, but at the same time, I've definitely failed Perfect Match a couple of times. Early on, eventually I kind of got like a system in my head where I was able to make it work. But it's not a fun game. It's not fun. Perfect Match is F tier, and not just because I suck at it. Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll is a lot of fun. This is one of my favorite team games. Of course, you're going to have your bad eggs who try and run straight to the end and block your ball and stuff like that, but you know, you can just jump and knock it right over those people, so it's not as big of a deal as it used to be. The only gripe I have with Rock and Roll, and I understand why it's this way, is that once you qualify, you're not allowed to interfere anymore, but obviously that's just to make sure that the game moves along, so I totally understand it. Rock and Roll, super fun game. It's not perfect, but it's really good. A tier. Rollout. I won't lie to you guys, the first time I played Rollout, I was eliminated within about 10 seconds just because I was trying to get my bearings, spin the stick around for the camera, kind of walk around, see what's what. Oh, there's a hole there. Oh, bye. It's pretty fun. You have a lot of people trying to screw with one another. I think that it could be sped up a little bit, and maybe there should be more that have full-on pieces missing just to create a little bit more of a desperate environment, because most of the people that you see eliminated in Rollout are probably small kids or not paying attention, or they're too busy trying to screw with one another. But that being said, it's decently fun for what it is. I'd say it's probably a B tier. Dizzy Heights. Man, Dizzy Heights was my very first event in the very first video. You guys might have seen that. I did not qualify because I'd never picked up the game before, and I had no concept for the speed, the momentum, the handling, yada yada. I got trapped in the below area with the spinny fans, and they just ruined my life. But now, I really like Dizzy Heights, and I do like the additional raised spinning platforms. Then you have the gap that if you don't know about it, you fall straight into. Then you've got your 3 tiered things that are spinning around, the balls. It's pretty good. Dizzy Heights is pretty good. Honestly, I'd say it's A tier. It's fun. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put Royal Fumble, Team Tag, and regular Tail Tag together. Any game with a tail kind of sucks. It doesn't matter whether or not you get a tail until the end of the game. Because otherwise you're just going to get chased around anyway, and what's the point? It's so stressful. Any game that you don't need to play until the end is kind of a waste of time. Tail tag is a F for me. Team tail tag is a little bit more fun. I like the layout of the arena better, the team aspect, the fact that you can steal from your teammates is kind of funny. You just need to not be worst out of everyone, so it doesn't matter if you don't have a tail at the end. I would say team tail tag, it's a C for me. It jumps up a couple of levels. Royal Fumble is an F though. I've played rounds of Royal Fumble with 3 people before, and if one guy gets the tail, it's very difficult when you're not voice chatting with everybody for 2 people to cut him off at the pass if he's decent at platforming. It's awful. I can't stand it. Is Seesaw the worst? It's not the worst, but that's contingent upon exactly one thing. At the very beginning of Seesaw, are you in the top 10? If that's true, Seesaw is awesome. It's easy. There's no challenge whatsoever. It's just a matter of which one of you gets there first. If you're in the middle of the pack in Seesaw, it's awful. People jump on you. Everyone jumps on the same side of the same platform and makes everyone plummet. If you're in the back in Seesaw, it's borderline impossible. You'll see people ahead of you that have turned platforms a certain way. You spawn at areas where you can't jump on the platform and you actually have to go backwards in order to get to the side of the platform that you can jump on, and by then it may have gone the other way. So because it can be awesome, Seesaw is in D tier, because it's normally not. It normally sucks. Tiptoe. I have come around on Tiptoe. I didn't like Tiptoe very much early on. Then I found out that the shaky platforms are all fakes, and that does add an element of skill to it other than just shoving and grabbing other people, and for the most part just hoping that you're not the guy who falls. Once it gets towards the end of Tiptoe, if you take the plunge off the side, there's virtually a 0% chance you're coming back from it. Because you can't just kind of blast your way through it, it's not as exciting as some of these other ones. There's not that exhilaration, really, when you finish first in Tiptoe. It's like, well, yeah, I was the one who noticed that the last square lit up. I jumped. I got first place. But it is kind of fun. The shovey is pretty fun. I'd say it's a B tier for me. Finally, we have Whirligig. Whirligig is fun. You got the big old spinnies, you know, people getting knocked off to the side. You have the Path of Champions straight down the middle, you know, that you can always take if you're feeling brave. I'd say that Whirligig is A tier. It's super fun. I really like it. Let's take a moment and order these, okay? So this is my tier list as it stands. Let me know in the comments below if you have different feelings on some of this stuff. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Class dismissed.